Joe Burrow is in the Super Bowl, man, and it's just 2 years and 2 weeks after winning the national championship and completing the greatest quarterbacking season maybe in the history of college football. And it feels like it's preordained because of who he is. I'll give you the floor on that, Bruce.
Yeah, I mean, if you were, like, I was fortunate enough to be around LSU, especially like the last couple of months of that season when he led them to the national title, was in meetings and around, every practice. And anybody who was there and had that perspective, like, you came away thinking Joe Burrow is different, and he just is. I'm not at all surprised that he has led the Bengals to a Super Bowl. I'm a little surprised it's happened this fast and without much of an offensive line, but his intangibles are off the charts. He is as close to a coach on the field and a player that any college football program would have ever had. And so, the story you're talking about on The Athletic, it was a lot of examples that speak to the intangibles. And it's like, look, I'd be lying if I said I thought Josh Allen was going to turn out to what he's become. I didn't think he would be a superstar. Joe Burrow was one. I was like, I'm definitely banking on him changing the Bengals just because what I knew and what I had seen and heard about him. And I think for the people who maybe are wondering, like, you look at the stories, you're like, okay, I get it. He's different. And it's not to say he doesn't have a lot of physical tools because he's accurate. He's a good athlete. But just the competitiveness and everything else and the belief he inspires, he won over a program of elite athletes who were like, they didn't know anything about him. He was a guy who didn't win the Ohio State job because, Urban Meyer, went with Dwayne Haskins instead of him. And to see what he's done, I mean, it's the Bengals, and nobody's not mocking or making fun of the Bengals anymore, and they won't for probably as long as he's wearing that jersey.
And it was Urban Meyer who said, "Yeah, you can go." Right? That was what happened because Ohio State didn't have room for him. Right? The Buckeyes let him go. Right?
Yeah, and look, Dwayne Haskins had a really prolific
50 touchdowns
that year.
50 touchdowns. Yeah, he had 50 touchdowns.
But Joe Burrow is bringing not just the stats. He is bringing, like, he was a program changer for that. Now, look, they had Jamar Chase. They had a lot of other dudes. Sure. The system was good, but it was Joe Burrow's intangibles and everything he brought. I think it was a perfect fit and it was a perfect timing. And, it's not, like I said, if you are around him, you're like, I don't doubt him. And I'm not at all surprised. Like, this won't be a fluke. The Bengals are going to be a problem for the NFL for a long time, as long as he's there.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.